Ray. Wrong. Okay. This progress is a part of Christian Reek Central Network. And Reek wrong. Hey, Scoop, what are you doing, man? I don't know. I'm supposed to be reading an ad. All right, hold on. Give me it. Okay. All right. This podcast is part of the Christian Geek Central Network at ChristianGeekCentral.com.
Cartoons, the animated frontier. These are the voyages of the Cellcast podcast. Its continuing mission to explore strange new cartoons, to seek out new animation styles and new creative storytelling methods, to boldly go where so few ever go again. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Cellcast,
The animated series.
Joining me today is a man who, well, he's tasked. He's tasked and it shall have him. He'll chase him around the moons of Nibia and around the Antares maelstrom and around perdition's flames before he gives it up. Welcome, Jacob.
I don't know if you're quoting Star Trek or Moby Dick.
Well, it's the Wrath of Khan version because
Yes.
I don't know the actual Moby Dick version, but I have Khan's version memorized.
God! Why, thank you. I'd like to introduce our co-host, a man who... A man who just simply wants to tag along. Welcome, Drew.
Well, doesn't matter if you don't want me to come. I'm just going to follow you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not following you. You're just walking in front of me.
Yeah. Clever line, by the way.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, Jacob. How are you doing?
Good. Sinuses are a pain in the neck, but good.
Okay.
All right, so getting into our...
Well,
go ahead.
we are reviewing Thundercats 2011.
Yes.
Season 1, Episode 3, Ramlak Rising.
Thank you. All right, so in the ruins of Thundera, Lion-O, grieved by the death of his father, wanting revenge, sets out with Tiger and Chitara to seek out Mumra and destroy him.
And Snarf.
And Snarf, of course. Because you can't forget Snarf.
Snarf's the one who found the Sea of Sands.
That is true. He did.
Proving once and for all that he is a member of the Thundercats. For more information on that,
They are joined or tagged along by two other surviving Thundercats of Wily Kit and Wily Cat, who, as Drew said earlier, it's like, we're not following you. You're simply walking in front of us.
well, Lion-O didn't want to babysit.
No, he didn't. So, in Lion-O's pure intention to seek revenge for his kingdom and his father, they, knowing where, yeah.
Have you heard the ancient lizardman proverb that says that revenge is a dish best served cold? It is very cold in Mumra's pyramid.
Oh,
That's it. That is going at the very front.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Before the sound, before the theme song, before anything else.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right, so Lion-O, wanting revenge, leads our band of adventurers to the Sea of Sand, where they are captured by pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And so these pirates take them aboard and say,
So they are captured by pirates, and Lion-O, finding a kindred spirit in the captain who is obsessed with the Ramlak.
Ramlak, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it's called a Ramlak, and
It's Audrey, too, from Little Shop of Horrors.
yes, in a Moby Dick style story.
This is very much Moby Dick. In fact, he
Yes.
quotes or modifies Moby Dick in many spots.
Yes, it is very much a story of Moby Dick, and be like, if you've ever read Moby Dick, basically this is what happens in the story.
From Mumra's pit, I stab at thee. I don't know. I'm trying to continue doing quotes.
Yes, you are. But by the end, be like, the captain is consumed by the Ramlak. The crew is saved by Lion-O, who comes to the realization that revenge isn't a
Revenge, like most dishes, tastes horrible when cold.
exactly. And so instead of looking for Mumra,
It's never satisfying.
no, it's not. Kind of tastes icky afterwards.
It's a little bitter.
A little bitter. So, so Lion-O decides that they're going to go look for the Book of Omens.
Like he was told to do at the beginning of the episode.
Exactly. All right. So going into trivia,
By
they're
his
really
brother, of all people.
yeah, by his brother.
Which goes real well next episode.
Yeah, just a bit. All right. The bit of trivia. There really wasn't a whole lot of trivia in this episode.
Other than it's based on Moby Dick.
Exactly.
And just to get into my thoughts, I love the use, literally doing a sea of sand.
Yes.
Because any other time I hear the term sea of sand, and admittedly, this is what I was picturing when I was going in there, I was thinking sand dunes.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sand sea in Star Wars on Tatooine.
Yeah.
I was just picturing very tall sand dunes. No, this is sand flowing like water.
Mm-hmm.
Until Audrey 2 leaks its water. Oh, leaks. It blows up and all its water settles this one area so that
There's water again.
the fishmen can go. It's like I'm still thinking you've got water in a water-like environment.
Yeah.
That is actually made of sand. How do you keep the sand from getting into the water?
Mm-hmm.
How did that stabilize? Tell me that one.
Yeah, it's
Me overthinking it, but
yeah.
Still, it's a cool concept.
Agreed.
And it does do at least a good job of here's how we can do Moby Dick in a desert.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still Moby Dick.
Yeah, and also
yeah.
also we get more of a Hansel and Gretel type story within it.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, where the wily kittens are hungry, and so
The
kittens, whatever,
kitten kids.
kitten kids. So the
Wileys.
the Wileys. There we go. The Wileys are hungry, so they wind up befriending the cook, and he's feeding them all these foods, and all this time he's ooh, do I be like I want to eat them. I'm gonna make them nice and plump. So
Yes.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yes, but they don't eat him like Hansel and Gretel did.
Yeah.
No, they make him some ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Full of spice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And this causes him to be shocked long enough for them to run out. We don't actually get to see what happens to him, though I assume when the ship broke up, he was underneath one of one of Audrey's little tentacles there.
Possibly. And another thing that kind of I've noticed, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Tiger is seasick. He doesn't like he doesn't like the ocean, but he's on the sand. So is he sand sick?
Well, maybe he just doesn't like sand.
Yeah.
Because it's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere.
And he does have fur, so yeah, that's feel uncomfortable anyway.
Exactly. Maybe he's got a burr up his tail.
But overall, this is a fun episode. It's a fun episode. It's got...
I would say that it's primarily a filler episode, but I don't really I'm fine with that, to be honest, because the
Yeah.
only thing we really get is they set off on their journey, and they have an adventure while they're on their way to the journey. They don't really. The only thing that happens is, oh yeah, Lino has decided, let's not go for revenge, let's go after the Book of Omens,
Yes.
because that's what we were supposed to do in the first place. Mm-hmm. And then you get one final scene at the end with Mum-Ra and, is it Jago? That's
Jaga.
that they're torturing?
Yes.
Jaga?
Yes.
And he's looking for Mum-Ra is looking for the Book of Omens also, and he imprisons Jaga in a lantern
Yeah.
that will force him to reveal the location of the Book of Omens. Which then tells me, why did you not just tell Panthro where the Book of Omens was before you sent him out before last episode? For the first episode.
That does make a good point.
If you know where it is.
Yeah.
Unless, and that's the thing, if Panthro, if Jaga knows where he is, why did they have to send Panthro and Groon out after it, do a search for it where it wasn't, apparently?
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It is weird. But either way, I did like that part. The fact that, like, Mum-Ra is very... How do I say that?
Antagonistic?
Antagonist and exceedingly cruel.
Yes.
They're like, oh, I'm going to torture you for, like, every bit of information, even though Jaga may or may not know where this book is. He may know where it is.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't know where it's at.
True.
So it's just to make Mum-Ra as evil as possible, be like just to torture another character, and ultimately we do get in later episodes where Jaga becomes the character he was in the original series. But we'll get there when we get there.
Yes.
Other than that, it's a really good episode. I highly recommend it. Go watch it. What is it now on Hulu?
Yeah, that's where I'm watching it, is Hulu.
It's on Hulu, and you can buy it on Blu-ray or DVD. Preferably Blu-ray, if you have Blu-ray. Either way, that's a wrap on this episode.
Right, so join us next time for the Song of the Pedalman.
Song of the Pedalman.
Alrighty. Join us then.
It's a sad Pedalman.
Come, Jacob. We must prepare for next week.
Prepare for what, Drew?
The same thing we do every week, Jacob. Record a podcast!
Oh, boy!
So where can they find you, Jacob?
They can find me on Facebook at Jacob B. Heron and Jacob's Daily Art Corner, my personal art Facebook page. On Twitter at Jacob B. Heron. On Instagram at Jacob B. Heron. And on Letterboxd at Jacob Heron. Where can they find you, Drew?
You can find me on Facebook at Drew Dodgen. You can also find my Facebook page at Drew's Photo Bin, where I upload my photography. You can also follow me on Letterboxd at GGeorge759 and Twitter at GGeorge759. Where can they find us, Jacob?
You can also visit our website, thecellcast.podbean.com, where you will find every episode we released and links to listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher. Our RSS feed, if we aren't in your favorite podcast app directory, please share, review, and subscribe to us there and share us with your friends.
You will also find a link to our Facebook group, the Double Feature Podcast Community, where we talk about both animated and live-action movies. We share this with our other podcasts, which we do with Jacob's brother Jim, at the Movie of the Week podcast, where we talk about live-action movies. You can also email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Also, please like our page on Facebook. We try to post about upcoming movies. If you comment on that movie's post before we record, we'll read your comments in the episode. And remember, every time we say The Cellcast, that is with a single L.